Awaiting orders.
Establish perimeter.
Securing B.
Hardened sentry. Ready for deployment.
Bravo secure.
Standby.
What's going on, guys? Great Disciple back with another video, and I have something really cool to talk about. Kind of a tip and tricks type deal. You know, before you go into a game, and thank goodness Treyarch put this back in, you guys can check the Lobby Leaderboard. I know when the game first came out you couldn't do it, but after a couple of patches and people complaining, they decided to go ahead and put it in, which was a good decision. Personally, I think it was. I don't really care to look at somebody's combat record. I don't know if they should go that far, but I like seeing the Lobby Leaderboard because it kind of gives me an idea of what I'm going up against. And let me tell you what I'm looking for. There's three main categories that you look for in somebody's record. You look at their score per minute, you look at their KD ratio, and you look at their win-loss. Now, most people would say that if somebody has a high KD, a high score per minute, and a high win-loss, they would be probably the worst player to play against. They're probably going to be really good. I'm going to tell you that's actually wrong. What that stat usually means, and this is usually, means they play as a team. And stats automatically rise when you're playing with a team because there's communication. You know that you're going to have some players on your team that are really good that are probably going to call in the streaks that you need in order to do well, like UAVs and counter UAVs and power cores and haters. They're going to help you win the game. And since they're calling in their streaks, you get to feed off of them and you can call in yours. So when you see a guy with all three stats that are high, you should automatically assume that he usually runs with a team. And if his team is not with him, more than likely he's not going to do very well. The second guy you'll come across, you'll see a guy with a high KD and a low score per minute. And I don't really care about the win-loss on this guy. If you ever see a guy with a really high KD and a really low score per minute, what does that mean? It means he's a camper. It means he doesn't play the objective. He's sheerly in the game to kill people and not die. These are the guys that play way off on the side of the map. I'm not saying they're sitting in corners, but they're there for a whole nother reason. Now, you'll also come across other people who have an average KD, an average score per minute, and an average win-loss. These guys are very hard to read because they may be what's called a completionist. They're always going for other things while they're playing the game. It doesn't mean that they're bad at the game. It just means that they experiment with things. Some of these guys are actually tremendously good at the game when they want to be. They may have a try-hard class that they can throw on at any given minute. So never underestimate a guy who just looks average on the screen. The scariest player that you can go up against has stats that kind of look like mine. All right? It's the type of player that I don't like to play against because they're very difficult to read. They usually have a high KD. A high KD to me is anything above a 2.5. If you got a 2.5 KD or higher, you have a good KD. That means every time you spawn in, you're going to kill 2 to 3 guys before you die. That's good. And they have high score per minutes. High score per minutes means not only that you're playing the objective, but you're moving fast. I mean, you look at my stats, I do not have that many captures, but I usually still have the highest score per minute in the lobby, and that's because I'm moving quick and I'm killing people. I can't, it always confuses me how, you know, I'll finish the game with like 6,500 score with 1 cap, and guys on the other team are telling me that I don't know how to play domination when I have double if not triple their score. Domination's not just about captures, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys know that by now. So you see a guy in the lobby, he's got a high KD, a high score per minute, and a low win-loss. What that tells you is this guy probably plays solo a lot. He may even rage quit a lot. Maybe, or he joins a lot of games late. But when you see a guy who has a very high KD, a very high score per minute, and a low win-loss, know that he's probably about to rock your world, okay? Because although he may lose, the main reason why he loses so many games is because he's playing solo. Because if you have a guy with a really high KD and a high score per minute, and you put him on a team of 6, it's guaranteed that they're going to win that game. Now here's another thing that I've always thought about, and I've never quite understood why Call of Duty or Infinity Ward, Treyarch, why nobody has implemented this in matchmaking. Why do they allow teams of 3, 4, 5, and 6 to go up against all teams of randoms? I don't understand that. I can understand a party of 2 going into a lobby against a bunch of randoms, because 2 guys, I mean, if they're really dominant, they can change the game, but 2 guys isn't too overwhelming. But when you go into a lobby and you have a party of 6 and you're on the other team with 5 guys who are clueless and nobody has mics, they're already about an 80% probability to win that game. All right, I think that it should be corrected. I think if you play with a party of 3 or more, you should automatically go into a different playlist, because it's just not fair to the randoms. You want to talk about being noob friendly? That is the #1 fix in this game that you should make, is parties go up against parties, so the noobs have more of a chance when they're playing solo. I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Why don't you put yours down below? Tell me how you read stats, because that's how I read them when I enter a game. As always, you guys, hit that thumbs up button if you got something from it. I hope it helps you. Leave a comment down below and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.